What's going on, people? Want to do a video updating on some coins and mainly looking at Dogecoin right now because, we have this sell-off today and, some people might be nervous, like what's going on. It's pretty normal. You have, pullbacks and bull markets. We're going to look at some of the positions that I've been posting and scroll into like a shorter term time frame and see what's going on, see if this is like a buying opportunity or do we expect more downside. But starting off, looking at Doge, I actually entered this trade, I think it was around four, like 4.8 cents, whatever. So almost like 5 cents. The way I was looking at it, uh, at the time, it was in this range. All right. Kind of like a symmetric triangle, you can say. And so you kept making higher lows for the most part, which is, still bullish. And you start consolidating, and I saw this consolidation, and it was already done, it was wicking. So there was like, this was acting as resistance. So, I took a shot on it, nothing major. And it actually dipped down. It dipped down and then bullishly engulfed through. Well, I'm not saying bullishly engulfed, but it broke through with the resistance, and you're still the momentum's on the bull side. Right now, actually, you're getting some RSI bearish divergence, it looks like, on your RSI and on your MACD. So that is something to watch. If you start losing momentum on your MACD, this could be potentially a sell-off. And also, I was looking at this, I had like 3 separate setups with Doge because this is a little bit more advanced. This is dealing with your Fibonacci tracements, but these are what you call a harmonic pattern. I've plotted this right. Yeah, I think this might be just a little bit off, but it's close. 886. I can never get it perfect. And then it could either go to, I believe it was the 786, which is about 7.5 cents. So maybe we'll get another impulse up. Or the other target was like 12 cents, I believe. It was the 6168, sorry, 1618. And I'm not going to get it perfect. So it's going to like 12.3 cents. So you had like a crab or a bat that was forming on Doge. What it seemed like, was forming to me. And, you look at these targets, whether it was the like 7.5 cents or the 12 cents, or I'm gonna hide this real quick. Or is this the measure move of the triangle itself? And that was around like, I think it was around like 21 cents was the target. And, with an asset like Doge, I stated before other videos that, Doge and like XRP, they're mostly pump and dumps. I'm more favorable for Doge just because it's more organic with the pumps. I stated before that if you buy Doge at like 20 stats or like 15 Satoshis, um, 15 to 20 Satoshis in that range. You look at the historic chart. I can look at it real quick after this. Um, it usually bounces off that zone. So that's usually like, to me, that's the buy signal. Like buying in here, on a USD pair and stuff like that. Um, this is just, a short-term hold, or a long-term hold would be looking at, Poniacs. I think I got an alert there. Yeah. And I have a trend line at 15 Satoshis. Go to the weekly. And you see every time you hit this, trend line, you've hit it 3 times or got close to it, multiple times. That's usually where you get bounces at. And this time, you're getting a major bounce. And we're at 173, and people are like, yeah, I'm buying Doge. And that's cool as long as, you have a plan to buy and get out at a higher price. You don't want to be a bag holder. Honestly, if you could never break this wick here, this is, fairly weak. You would actually be using this. You're above this resistance. So you got those like this little weak wick right here. There's really nothing there. Says all-time high compared to Bitcoin. So this could keep going. It's severely overbought right now. Like looking at the RSI. On a weekly, you're at a 93. But what could happen is you could sell off and backtest this old resistance as support, and then test the all-time high. And if that happens, I'm gonna put an alert here. If that happens, that's incredibly bullish for Doge, because you could be talking about that 21 cents. You might be talking about higher than 21 cents. You might be talking about like 50 cents, honestly. It's almost a double from here. So yeah, definitely something to watch for. Doge is really, the momentum, the hype is like at all-time high. I remember Doge at fractions of a penny. There was, it's always hype around the pumps, but this is like, I'm hearing like, somebody sent me, old friend of mine sent me there's going to be a Super Bowl commercial. I'm not, and he sent me the clip. I don't think it's real, but there's a lot of hype around Doge right now. So if you're in this asset, you definitely want to start looking, be defensive, be cautious, and take some profit. But we started to get in, test the all-time high. What happens when an all-time high is broken? You have no resistance. You have, price discovery mode. So definitely something. Doge is overbought right now, but it looks good. Let's look at the daily. Readers, more clear sign. Maybe a pullback. Your MACD is just off the charts right now. So much momentum. RSI, kind of diversion. So you wanna be cautious right now. You want to keep pumping. As long as you keep pumping, you're fine. But definitely be cautious. But Doge on the USD pair, go back to that real quick. And put that pattern back on. These are, some, like I said, it was like 7.5 cents, about 12.33 cents, or it's around like 20, 21 cents. It's a little off, but like 20 cents, I would say, just a psychological number. So those were like some of my ideas with Doge, is why I took the long. It's really moving, and it's, I don't know when nobody knows when this is gonna, turn out bad for the people that are holding, but for right now, other than, let's look at the 4 hour. See if there's any, RSI is still trending up. Your MACD is still, you're getting, positive. Still the momentum still riding. As long as you, continue in this with this momentum, we're at least going to see 7.5 cents at the minimum. So something to, keep in mind. I'm also seeing like with Doge is like maybe like, like a channel maybe, or rising wedge maybe, but I'm not so certain of that. We'll see. Like you keep like that rounding action. It's very bullish. That's accumulation. People are buying this asset, and you're clearly making higher lows on a 4 hour. Like, long as you stay above, like 4.5 cents. I mean, you could dip down, and then just keep buying the dip till the trend changes. So that's Doge. Now the bigger market coins, like Ethereum, and we're starting to get a nice Japanese candle right here. Haven't closed yet, so you have about like 2 hours to this candle close. If you close this candle like this is like it's like a pin bar candle. That could potentially have, this could potentially be the dip to buy. Only really thing that supports that is maybe you could say you got some hidden bullish divergence on your 4 hour. You have, you have this low in this range, and you see your MACD. But this low, if you have, your verse here, your MACD has more negative momentum. That's hidden bullish divergence. That's very bullish. You look for signs like this in an uptrend, in a bull market for for price to continue. And so you got to wait for the 4 hour candle to close and see if you get any follow through to the upside. Let's scroll in to 1 hour, see if there's anything. It already posted on the 1 hour. See if you get some follow through. You got to start making some higher highs. So you want to break 1643. You want to break that, and you could make a higher low, and then you could continue on in your pattern. So right now I would be neutral. I'd be looking like maybe, because there's no bullish divergence or anything on the MACD or the RSI right now on the 1 hour for Ethereum. So maybe you'll get a weak rally, and then you make a lower low. Maybe you test the 440, which you broke out of, and then you start running again. But I'm still, longer term, still bullish. I was looking at the daily earlier, and I posted this in like a few Telegram groups, which does have me concerned a little bit about Ethereum. Is when you look at the RSI on the daily, you're making potentially, if you just flame out here and you stop pumping, potentially, you got triple RSI, bearish divergence. So you're gonna peak, and you're getting, lower levels of the lower pumps on the RSI. So that is, that's concerning. And you're starting to lose momentum on the MACD on the daily. So that is concerning. Your Scotch RSI is starting to roll over. So it's definitely a more neutral right now. I'm not really adding to my position. I'm waiting to see what happens, how this 4 hour candle plays out. Is there any follow through? Will a back test 440 then run? It's time to be real cautious. If if you're in Ethereum or if you're not in Ethereum, you're looking to get into the position, I would be cautious. Just wait until there's a more clear signal. This has me very concerned. And because like I said, if you start losing the momentum, this could, sell off. And I think I mentioned in the last video that the futures contract for Ethereum goes live either tonight or it's tomorrow. It's probably tonight because the futures open at 6 o'clock Eastern time for like Bitcoin. So it's probably opening tonight. And in 2017, if you're around in that time, Bitcoin was at its all-time high and then had its futures contract open, and you had that 3-year bear market. It was really like a 2-year bear market, but you had like 3 years of like pain for a lot of people that were in crypto. So that's Ethereum. Let me just look at the weekly real quick before I leave this. I mean, your weekly RSI, it's at 88, and you're kind of divergent as well a little bit. So you definitely don't want to start, selling off here, and your Scotch RSI is starting to trend, well, it's starting, the trend downward. So just if you're long in Ethereum, watch, I'm not saying sell all, but just watch it. There are some bear signs right now developing on Ethereum longer term. So just be cautious. I'm gonna look at BAT next because today this thing was ripping. It was up more than like 13%. And it got, you see where it reversed. It was amazing. So I was stating last video on the update that, and I changed this, changed it more accurately to that down sloping. And I thought I changed this as well, but let me keep it there. It was like a descending broadening wedge. And I said, if you can ever break, this trend line or like the all-time high of 45 cents, that, you could see, price discovery and blue sky, like there's no resistance. So today, like I said earlier, today, it was up more than 13%. And it, of course, it tested the trend line and sold off. It's pretty normal. As long as you don't get, rapid selling, you start making lower lows and lower highs. I mean, you could sit here and consolidate for a few days, a few weeks, and then finally break through. But that is definitely right now is looking, very good still. I think the first video I posted was at like around 31 cents. So, you're up substantially still. Substantially up 20% still. It was up to like 36%. I think it had those targets before, but that, let's look at the 4-hour, see is there any divergence or anything. Not really. MACD, you're starting to lose momentum on the MACD, but I mean, just longer term, that looks great. Maybe you continue to use this range as a support, anywhere from 35 cents to like 38 cents. May come back in this range and consolidate before you break out again. It's definitely something, something I'm holding because the chart looks, great. As long as, Bitcoin doesn't roll over, that looks like it's gonna, accelerate more in price. So that's that. Very good day. Well, until Bitcoin sold off. Let's go to Bitcoin because I really don't check on Bitcoin as much right now because the alts are outperforming it. Let me just delete this stuff off of here. You had your high, and then you were having this down sloping you know, consolidation. You broke bullishly out of it. This is the 4 hour. So when I was mentioning like the pin bar candle on Ethereum, you see on Bitcoin, you have it here, and you made a lower high, and then you sold off. But you're looking for something like this for Ethereum. And I'm glad I scrolled in because I don't even have the points plotted perfectly. But yeah, I've been mostly in alts simply because the Bitcoin dominance has been falling, and so altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin at this point. Bitcoin right now, it looks like it's developing the same type of candle as Ethereum. Um, there's really no. I mean, you got a little divergence, and it played out a little bit, and then got a higher high. There's really nothing that's telling me, looking at this, that we're going to reverse here. But that's not a good candle. But also, well, this could be an issue. If you do start to, don't make higher highs, if the momentum keeps going to the sellers, I mean, that's terrible. You couldn't even get back to overbought territory. So you need Bitcoin, maybe to consolidate and then keep going in price, because if Bitcoin, tumbles over, and this is like um, like a double, like a double high. Um, yeah, that's not good. You don't want the price to stop here. You have to, have the momentum keep going. Because if you start selling off and you break 30,000, you're going probably back to 20,000 and testing the um, previous all-time high. So it's definitely something. Just as Ethereum, I wouldn't be taking longs right now. And Bitcoin, it's something to watch. It's looking a little, honestly, it's looking a little toppy. It's looking like we could roll over here. But so if, like I said, Bitcoin rolls over here, your altcoins are also going to roll over. But it's something you have to wait and see. You break. This was the last like swing low on the 4 hour. Yeah, you don't want to break this high. Like you see, we're bouncing off of it right now. So you really don't want to break this level. You want to consolidate and then continue to run. You start breaking this level, you start breaking, 36, 500, and you make a lower high, it's gonna, it's gonna take time to develop, but this isn't looking as bullish as it was. Because you broke this, you broke this consolidation bullishly, and the measure move was, I think, was around like 46,000. So I'm not saying like the run is over, but you're going to have to keep, catching bids over 47.6. So keep your eye on Bitcoin right now, because we need, more upside, or all your holdings right now are in jeopardy. This is a coin that also we're holding OMG, and this one sold off today. Yeah, and you don't want to lose. Well, you don't want to break this last little low. Yeah, odds are not looking as bullish right now. I was saying before that OMG was like in a rising wedge and actually bullishly um, pumped out of it temporarily. You didn't have any follow through, and now you have bearishly broke it. So I keep doing that. So right now, um, I was telling people to get in this range. If you haven't taken some profit off the table, I would take some profit. I was looking at this on a shorter term time scale. It was like in a, and I just keep doing that over and over again. So it had like a descendant triangle, which is not bullish. It's bearish pattern. You see you broken bearishly out of it and you haven't hit the measure move yet. So right now, just, OMG is retracing. Really might be another buying opportunity when it, you know, you still will be in that level when I was saying to buy. The issue is, okay, say it, bounces off this as support and then makes a lower high, then the trend has changed. Now you're making lower highs, higher lows. So you really want to pivot here and make a higher high because this doesn't look good. I mean, say it's a descending triangle or more in a descending triangle range. So that's OMG. Not looking as bullish right now. You want to get back over this trend line. And I had it kind of as a wedge as well. But you really want to break this resistance. You have to really worry about this. You want to break this resistance to, make a higher high. Right now, it's not as strong. Let's look at another one. I was looking at Filecoin. This was starting to look disappointing as well. This had it bigger. That was a symmetric triangle. It's more a descending triangle now. You're at resistance with a descending triangle. And so I think it was like an 8% move to the downside. So we're in the third, which, I mean, longer term, like I said, this was a straight lotto pick, more so because there wasn't like any clear like signal, like it was a clear signal that you should buy. Mostly why I was looking at this coin is because you start making lower, higher lows, but you weren't making higher highs. Well, you weren't making highs than this. You're making local higher highs. You're still making local higher highs. So if you come down and you sell off and still make a higher low than 21.25, you still could, it still will be bullish. You sell off and then you finally break the resistance. Like I said, right now you're right at it and you're consolidating in a bearish pattern, which is not good. But maybe, descending triangles, about 25 to 30% of the time, they do break to the upside. So I'm still in this trade. I have a stop like a little bit below this triangle. If it breaks bullishly, that's great, and that's super bullish, and you would start breaking this range. and you can start testing, this range to your left. But right now it's being cautious and looking at Bitcoin and looking at Ethereum. You're starting to see, a bearish argument. So be cautious if you're in this. Move up your stop if you got in. When I was saying like in this range, you might want to move up your stop so you can, if it does break down, you can buy back cheaper and then, ride the wave. I mean, there's always a possibility that this, breaks down even more. So you always want to, in these type of trades, you want to make sure you take some profit off the table. So just watch again, Filecoin. Looking at a lot of these coins right now because of Bitcoin and Ethereum, you're starting to see like the trend might change. You're starting to see signals that the trend might get a little bit bearish. So I'll look at OMG, BAT, Filecoin. Those are the main coins that I've been posting about. Look at Wax real quick. I think it's down today. And this is, the time frame for this to play out is going to, take a long time. But, it had like a diamond pattern. You broke out bullishly, but you haven't had a real follow through yet. So, this is something that I bought and I'm just holding, not really looking at it that much, but it still looks, longer term. You still got a ways. And like I said, I think this trend line is off because of just, there's not a lot of data on this exchange for Wax. I had on another exchange or another site that had more data. So it already this low was already breaking out of a pattern. So there's something, if you have gotten in there, maybe you'll get in lower if we do get a sell-off in Bitcoin. But this is like a longer term, like you might be holding this for a year or two for this to play out. But the upside potential is, greater than a lot of coins that are being traded right now. Is there anything else that I want to look at before I go, as far as crypto is concerned? Oh, EOS. This is, I don't want to use this chart. This chart I use to like day trade. USDT. EOS was up like 11% earlier today too, until Bitcoin sold off. Got as high as almost like 360. So EOS is fine. It's still up percentage wise on the day. You're still making, you're making higher lows, and you just gotta break 390. 390 is pivotal to to EOS. You break 390, you're going to like 520 quickly, and then you can get a real retrace. You see the next peak is like 550. So you break this zone, you just see like you failed. It's really this, and you need to break above it and maintain price above it, and you probably will break above it if you do break above it, and back test it, because this is a critical resistance right now for EOS. And there's really no, you might be developing, you got to keep going. Where's the MACD goes? All right, so the MACD is still trending up. RSI still, trending up. I mean, it looks fine to me. As long as Bitcoin holds up, I think EOS will overperform a lot of these coins because it's just setting up to, for higher prices. I know I've seen other YouTubers, not as bullish, or because it's been in this range and other coins have moved. But I look for coins that are like this, that are, you know, in a range. You know, been in a range for even longer than, well, you've been in this range for like over a month. Um, these to me, there's no, I mean, there is. It's on the 3-day. You have bullish divergence RSI, on the RSI, on the MACD. Like, these are, you had a, I know you had on the daily as well. Not on the MACD, but sorry. On your RSI, you have, you know, bullish divergence. These are opportunities you want to, you know, I've been chilling and telling people to buy EOS is like 250. And this is the Bitcoin pair. So you're getting a bullish engulfing candle today. It looks good. As long as Bitcoin stays stable or, you know, keeps trending up, even if it goes down a little bit, as long as there's no, you know, rapid sell off with Bitcoin, I think EOS will overperform. So that's EOS. I think that's the last one. That's like the main coins I've been into. Another play that I got into was XLM. See how this is doing. It was up more than 12% earlier today. But again, Bitcoin ruined the party. Let's go to the 4-hour. And that's what happens. I noted that last video that, you know, as long as Bitcoin stays bullish, you know, these coins should perform better. But if Bitcoin starts to, you know, sell off, it was going to be a major issue. And you've had this consolidation since like the beginning of January, and you broke out, you know, yesterday or last night, and then now you're back testing. So it still looks fine for XLM. I mean, as long as you don't sell off back into here, start closing like your 4-hour candles back into this range, you probably just consolidate here. And so if you miss this initial pump, this might be your next, you know, opportunity to get into XLM. I had it like drawn different, but on the chart I was sharing, but this is more accurate, honestly. It's a little off, but you could be seeing like 73 cents. I know there's resistance at like 52 cents. And if we go to a different chart, I'll show you why. They're cranking. And you see, actually it was at 41 cents. So if you break this, you know, I'm looking at the wrong time frame. Yeah, it's at 50. Around like 50, well, around like 46 cents, the candle close. So if you break 46 cents, you know, you can trend higher. Maybe it's, maybe you hit that 46 cents and make like a cup and handle. That's why I had the, this target here, like the 46 cents range. And then you could see a massive increase in XLM. It has more data. Like XLM was higher in price before, but none of the charts that, you know, none of the exchanges that are on TradingView have like the complete data. Let me see something real quick. See this on here. And you can use this site to chart, you know, any coin. Like even if it's just put on Uniswap, I guess this is the only price action it was. Maybe this was the all-time high. I was looking at, oh, and it's 89 cents. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so the next target is this pick at 45 cents. All-time high is like 93 cents, but the candle close on the weekly is at around 72, and that was the target of the consolidation. So that makes more sense to me. You got more data there here. So 72 cents is probably the target for Stellar XLM. On here, RSI's elevated levels could still keep going though. So that was another trade that I jumped in. You go back to the other chart. DT. I have this plotted. You can see like there's just not a lot of data on these other exchanges. As long as you continually close above this former resistance and use as support, you should see the measured move in time. And as long as Bitcoin doesn't break down, you definitely should see the 72 cents on Stellar. So this is, some of the coins that I've been recapping that I posted about, and mostly looking at Doge and potential targets for that. Just be cautious out there. You saw that Bitcoin is starting to lose momentum a little bit, and that's very concerning. But until next time, I think I'm going to be doing a few more videos today. I got a video that I'm redoing about the stock market and updating on gold. And also, I might do a video today on like a strategy for like finding coins like before they pump like this, and not just with your regular technical analysis, but like a Vantage. It's like a list of like volume where you can look at the list, look at the TA setup, and then make a more like better determination if a coin is going to really pump or if it's just like a fake out. I might do that a little bit later and post it today, or I might do it tomorrow. But until next time, good luck.